Hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our abundance reading. Today is our day 144. Yay! Let's get on our YouTube channel as well. Now we are live streaming from one moment. Let me get into the YouTube channel. Now we live streaming from Zoom to YouTube. So here I need to set up a little bit to put it on the playlist so that it will playing live on my YouTube channel. So that's it. And so now let's get back to our reading. Today, I'm super excited. By the way, it's now quite late time, but still excited. This is one of my favorite things to do, right? This is reading from Expert Secrets from Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels. This is the underground playbook for creating a mass movement of people who will pay for your advice, okay, with what you already know. And we are already into the section 3, from the mass movement to belief, and now to this sales part. And now we are getting to secret number 14. Today is what? Today is 24th, I think 24th, right? May 24th. So we still have a whole 1 week to finish the whole book, hopefully, right? So breaking and rebuilding belief patterns. This is like a wonderful. It's like because section 2 talking about beliefs, creating beliefs, and now we get into this perfect webinar or perfect presentation script, and now we get into this step. Yesterday we did the 9 slides. Remember, I love his all the slides by slides script about the one thing, about the perfect presentation, prepare your audience, and also build up rapport, and then start to tell your one thing, one domino. That statement, introduce a new opportunity, and this your vehicle, which is like really the necessary one, the only task for them to get to that new opportunity. And now introduce your epiphany story to break their belief first, right? And that's when then you also have a case study, and then transition to the 3 secrets. And now today is actually getting into those 3 secrets. That's the content of the presentation. It's like a teaching points of the presentation. So how to break and rebuild belief patterns. This is a huge work, right? So this is not just a business. This is like change people's mind. Okay. So here there is a brief illustration. See here. I love his simple but like a cartoonish, right? Cartoon kind of a illustration. So very easy to read. There is, let me see, a few steps. Number 1 is state the secret. And then share your epiphany bridge and others' results, and break related beliefs, and restate undeniable truth. This kind of a journey. Okay, everything you have done to this point has been designed to encourage curiosity, build rapport, and introduce a new opportunity. And by the way, this is not just a book. This is not just a reading. This is like as if you review our previous reading, this is practice at the same time. Okay, this is like learning a master class, and not just one master class. Each secret could be like a master class. Each one we're learning, we're learning by reading, and then at the same time we're practicing right after or while we are doing the reading. Okay, so that's my style. And I hope you will watch us from the YouTube, subscribe to it. So every day you could follow the different secrets, step-by-step, practice your secret marketing and sales strategies. All right. So this is like your free consultation and coaching. It's both Russell and my years of experience and insights to put this. This is like a totally priceless for you. Now we are transitioning to the content section of the presentation. Okay, so yesterday we finished the beginning part, introduce the new opportunity. Now is the teaching point. You will be tempted to switch into teacher mode at this point. And if you're not careful, it will destroy your sales. This is super important. Okay, this part is education-based marketing. If you deliver a great teaching content, people will admire you, people will be persuaded, they will be like converted already, okay, during this process. So before you show them any offer, so this teaching is super important. This is not a teaching presentation. This is a presentation to inspire people and cause them to actually take action to change their lives. So this is super important. It's not just a teaching knowledge, okay? It's not like in the school, you give a presentation, okay, and the kids or the students get it or may not get it, right? And there's no further, like you may have homework assignment, but there's not like a very big commitment, right? But here, this is a presentation to inspire people and cause them to actually take action to change their lives. Like, we want to encourage them to make that investment in themselves, to really take actions, right? And to get into your next level of learning. Because like one presentation, how much you can teach, right? Like 2 hours, up to 2 hours masterclass, 2 hours cannot totally change one's life. If that's so easy, everybody will be super successful. So everybody needs more in-depth teaching, but that 2 hours, for example, this 1 hour or 2 hours teaching will be the inspiration, will persuade them and convert them, get them into that kind of a movement, take action and invest. And so that they will commit. By that kind of investment is just the beginning part of the commitment. And then they will commit more. After they commitment money, then they will commit their mind, their like action, their time, energy, right? And so that can change their lives. It's not just for like making money, but it's really like a get them inspired, committed, and put into action. Okay. The teaching is what you do after they have purchased. The real teaching is what you do. Let's see who. So here is not just the teaching. All right. Here's not like a really like what do you deliver offer. Okay. This is more like inspiration. So I put the inspire there. Teaching does not have a place in the webinar. It's very interesting. Okay. So I should change that word because I heard it from some other place. So to differentiate that, we should not talk about like teaching points. Okay. So here we should say, how do you call that? Russell said that 3 secrets, or we can see that the inspiration part. Okay, inspiration part, not really teaching, is the surest way to kill sales. Okay, the more you teach them, the more you may not just lose your sales. Remember, you are focusing on identifying their false belief patterns, breaking them and rebuilding them with the truth. So that's all. Actually, this is what the purpose of the webinar is, focusing on identifying their false belief patterns, breaking them and rebuilding them with the truth. That's like a persuading and also transforming process, because many false beliefs not easy to immediately change unless you really have a great points, really great persuasion as well. I'm sure that for some of you, this concept doesn't make sense or you got a little upset about it. When I first tried to sell something I had created that I knew would change people's lives, I did it in teacher mode. I taught my best stuff, knowing that as soon as they heard it, they did want more, right? Wrong. Instead, people told me my content was amazing, but then they just left with all the cool new stuff they had learned. They never actually implemented what I had created for them. While I was trying my best to help them, it actually hurt them because they didn't shift their beliefs, didn't buy anything, and they never changed their lives. I was a failed expert and coach. Actually, I would honestly admit that sometimes I'm still doing this, okay? I honestly believe that the greatest service you can provide for someone is getting them to buy something. Get them to buy something. That's a new commitment. That's a change for them. The act of buying creates a commitment that causes them to actually take action. That's true, right? Like I just mentioned, the buying creates a commitment from finance to your mind to your action, causes them to actually take action. You know, like Tony Robbins said, like if you give people, let's say, people who don't pay, don't commit or don't take action, right? Dozens of my friends have come to my events as free guests, where someone sitting next to them had paid $25,000 to be in the same room. The strange thing is that so far, none of those friends have ever actually launched successful businesses from the info they got at the event. But this taken as an info, okay, that commitment, none. Yet for those who paid to be in the room, our success rate is almost 100%. This is one of the biggest lessons I learned through all this 14 years of coaching, really. It should not think about mercy, empathy, a love, a compassion, a contribution only to give people for free. No, it's not helping them at all. I used to be like that. I just feel like, one side is because I'm super passionate and want to contribute. Another side is just like, they say they do not have money. They have all this kind of excuses, right? And some of them maybe legit excuses. They did not make it up, but I did not really stretch them. I did not really take them to make a bigger commitment and to stretch and to go out of the box. So that's why they did not change their belief. So that's a mistake I made. Okay, so that's similarly. Russell, I believe every good, great entrepreneurs all learn this kind of lesson. And it's great. We all realize that. So now Russell got this lesson. So one of my early mentors, Bill Glazer, explained that I was actually keeping people from success because I was teaching them. That's right. I was actually keeping people from success because I was teaching them. Yeah, you are feeding them. Think about teaching is like feeding. You are feeding them unless you challenge them, get out of their comfort zone. And that's like the beginning of change. Okay, that's the beginning of real contribution to help them to make changes. I was so confused, and it took me a few years before I understood what he meant and how to change my method. So it worked. So I definitely make this change as well. Over the years, I slowly learned how to structure my content in such a way that it teaches and inspires, but also, and most importantly, causes people to take action. That's super important. All this kind of a webinar or whatever, presentation or teaching or email, sales letter, whatever, right? Funnel. The fundamental purpose or target is to help people to take action. Okay, teaches, inspires, cause them to take action. That's super important. Okay, action. For some of you, this will feel strange at first because you aren't teaching them all the cool stuff you want to share. But you need to understand that the type of teaching you are doing here is the foundation for change. I remember being frustrated the first time I did a presentation this way, but when I was done, two very distinct things happened. Instead of making just a few sales, like I normally did, I made hundreds of sales. And second, 10 times more people than usual told me that the content changed their lives. How funny, right? You're not teaching now, and you're just persuading or inspiring them to take action, to invest in themselves, and now instead the content changed their lives. If people are not taking action, they are not changing, okay? So this is a great measurement, like say, if your teaching is great or not, depends on how if people are really taking action. So it's kind of funny. Even though I wasn't teaching them, I was breaking beliefs that had held them back for years and giving them new empowering beliefs. This is actually teaching in its most pure form. I agree with that. This is best teaching, okay? Teaching in its most pure form. And it's just like breaking beliefs had held them back for years and giving them new empowering beliefs. This is huge, right? This is real, like a coaching and empowering. It's not just teaching. Well, coaching is not consulting and it's not teaching, okay? It's just different than you are used to. The time for teaching strategy and tactics will come, but they need to come in with the right belief system first. That's true. Without that belief, no matter how great you teach, they will forget, they will not take action, and the teaching will be wasted. Okay, number 10. So this is continuous with last time. Yesterday, he got to like slide 9, right? Transition to 3 secrets. And now it's number 10. Let me see. Last time, the transition should be like the content, right? The content introduction, like 1, 2, 3, what you will share. And now the 10 is state the secret. State the secret, that means the vehicle. Here you quickly state the first secret. Secret number 1, how to ethically steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. I would say my most admired mentor, Tony Robbins. If I would say, he's definitely not my competitor. Okay, I could not compete with him at all. But if I need to put any kind of competitor, or like somebody is really successful there and doing something similar and have already achieved what I desire to have, that's Tony Robbins. So I will see how I could hack him and to steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks from him. This is joke, okay? Not really steal. It's like a better words to use is like a model. And Tony Robbins has been making billions of dollars. He will not mind to share some $1 million with me, right? Great. Then you, and of course, not just him, some many other mentors. And this market, let's just joke, okay? I personally am an abundance coach. I do not believe in any competition. So that's why for me, there's no competitors. Even Tony Robbins, it's not my competition because he's abundant. I am abundant. We all have our own market. This market is abundant and different people are attracted to different, right? Maybe he has attracted, now he's super successful. So he has his level of people. I now have more, maybe like a entry level and middle level people, right? To help. Then you transition immediately into the next slide by saying, now, let me tell you a quick story. Interesting. So secret number one, this is a slide. And now let me tell you a quick story. Okay. And now the next story, the next slide is share your epiphany bridge. Next, you will tell your second epiphany bridge story. Because yesterday, right, remember at the beginning, we shared the first epiphany story. That's my, let's see, that's for Russell, it's his potato gun, how to find funnel is the key. And for me is how I was laid off by the Fortune 100 company in the financial crisis. And then eventually I found my purpose, passion, and coaching and started my entrepreneurship and coaching business. And that's the first one. Now the second one, epiphany story for Russell is how they went through all these kind of frustrations of like a long time, a lot of like a team, a big team, and also a big cost to develop, use weeks, a few months, I forgot, over 1 or 2 months to just build up like a funnel, right? All these kind of frustrations. And then that turned out to them invest in themselves to develop such kind of funnel platform so that they can quickly create just within a few hours by himself, one person can create a great like a funnel that can make good money. So that's an epiphany story. For me, it's like while I was in the coaching business and in the middle of it, I went through my marriage crisis and also was not making money and get really lost, almost tried suicide. And then, but the only one thing is I resurrected through God's Savior and I kept investing myself, learn from all those big masters, including Tony Robbins, many of them. And then I learned those secrets about like a niche, right? Find your purpose for profit, but niche. And from the niche and develop all these kind of marketing strategies. And then I created my abundance movement. From there, started my like whole abundance system. It's like, how do I summarize this week? Also is a funnel. For me is abundance niche movement. Okay, abundance niche movement. It's in your niche, but it's also abundant. Abundant niche movement. And from that, the movement is not just a business, not just a project, it's not just one offer, right? It's totally from your niche. This is like weaved into the whole thing for your business. From your niche to your branding, to your offer, your content, your community, your system, okay? And put on your energy as well, right? Leadership energy, and put those things together, weaving them together. You should use a great fancy name. So far called abundant niche movement. I'm not sure if movement is the right word. I should think a better way maybe, but so far let's use that. And say here you tell the second epiphany bridge story. I just told mine, which will kill the number one false belief they have about the new opportunity you are presenting. This story will help the audience better understand the new opportunity, remember. Okay, kill the first false belief they have about the new opportunity you are presenting. That's about a week, I remember. So The goal isn't to teach them, okay, but to tell the stories around it, to give them the epiphanies that will create desire and belief. Okay, give them the epiphanies that will create desire and belief. And because of this abundant niche movement, now I'm making like success in different areas, attract a lot of like continuous needs. Every week, dozens of great needs. And into my community, I build up my abundant entrepreneurs community on both Facebook and LinkedIn. Now we have how many? We have around over 4,000 members together. And let's see, what else? And helped our clients to launch their business, adding over 2 million revenue to their businesses. And some of them are newbies. Just from idea, we help them from scratch and launch a successful niche business. Okay, so that's the thing you want to tell. Okay, so give them epiphanies that will create desire and belief. They have to figure it out themselves. Okay, the next slide, 12. Show other people's results. So that's where you can show your successful clients and results. The audience will immediately think, oh, by the way, this will be the overcome the internal false belief. The audience will immediately think, that's great for Russell, but he's like a superhero. Okay, so you need to show others. Okay, so I will not just show my results, I will show my clients' results. Okay, so prove that it's not just working for you yourself, it works for others. And at least you will get like around 2 or 3 super successful stories. So you show some results that ordinary people have gotten from your vehicle. Okay, here is like other people's in addition to you. Okay, go back to your initial beta group and start sharing some of those great results, testimonials, and stories that are tied to this first secret. The cool thing is, it didn't just work for me. And here is a quote. Okay, this is a slide, the script. It works for all kinds of people. Look, here's Joe. And he always thought something was true. But after he took that leap of faith and tried things this way, this is what happened. Okay, let me say, what's a contrast? What's an enemy? You need to find an enemy. Oh, okay. Somebody he always thought like working for company is stable work, and yeah, just like my last customer, like Paco, he was even a college student. He found a part-time job to be like a marketing person, a salesperson, and to serve like a consulting. I forgot, it's a coaching or consulting company. And he thought like working for other people was good, right? Because you can have like a more reliable income, and you do not need to build everything like a big system. So he did not think he will create his own business because he's still like a college student. But after he took that leap of faith and tried our Abundance You Inner Circle, our program, our coaching program, this is what happened. He successfully, we helped him really build up his abundance, like a niche movement. He built up his his coaching business, his passion on speaking and also Chinese language. He's a German, and so it's like we helped him to create a purposeful, popular niche and create his new branding, and also his co-offer. And then the co-offer we really go to from title to headlines to modules, each module what he teach and how to do the price, how to package that into irresistible offer. We did the whole process, right? He got that, and he's designed his content and also build up his community. And it's just like build up a simple, very simple business system and process. And then he had a successful launch, and he even got a paid speaking opportunity from that launch. And let's see. And also he won 2 times of public speaking champion because of our abundance teaching, coaching. So that's a story, okay? And then now, next slide is break the related beliefs. Of course, people are going to have lots of other false beliefs, right? Even though you shared with them in successful cases and objections about the secret, right? We made a list of all the false chains of belief in secret number 9. Secret number 9. Let's see, where's secret number 9? Oh, secret number 9 is a secret 1, 2, 3. Remember, all based on their false beliefs. And then you list each one that was related to it in secret number 10. Let me see. Let me review it quickly. Secret number 10, we just read. It's about the status secret. Okay, secret 1, secret 2, like that. Okay, so it's time to revisit the rest of your list from earlier. It's time to break any other core beliefs that might have related to the vehicle. Still vehicle? Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. I learned, okay, so let me quote those things in his slides. I learned a cool way to do this from Jason Flatline. We were doing a webinar and he kept track of every objection he could think of during the whole thing. That's right. You need to be proactively handling the objections. Don't wait till people give you that objection. Then at the end, he spent about 90 minutes busting every objection on the list. He did say, you are probably thinking, right, well, oh my God, 90 minutes? That actually 90 minutes, including objection and also the offer, I believe. Otherwise, it's too long. At the end, spend 90 minutes. And okay, so the objections, you are probably thinking, right? Well, you're probably thinking you need a lot of money to drive traffic, right? But actually, you only need 100 clicks a day. You are probably thinking you need to know how to code, right? Here is like that. You need how to build your business system, right? Well, actually, you can just clone other people's funnels right inside ClickFunnels. I could say that you can just clone our funnels, right? Inside, I could even introduce ClickFunnels as part of my solution, by the way. And I would say, or maybe you think a lot of money to drive traffic, or you think you need to be expert, right? That's why we said, oh, you need to have years of experience or expertise in this area before you can teach people. That's a bigger hurdle for many people, right? Especially for the coaching industry. He went on and on like that for about 50 false beliefs. It's crazy, right? 50 that I hadn't even mentioned in the main webinar. I was starting to sweat because we'd been on for 3 hours and he was still talking. Well, that's not so good, actually. That's true. What were people going to think? But what actually happened was amazing. Wow. At the end of the webinar, we sold 3 times more during his 90 minutes of you are probably thinking, right? That's kind of funny. You are probably thinking, right? Well, that is that. Okay. Then we sold in the first 9 minutes of the webinar. So the later 90 minutes, you handle those objections and you persuade people to buy. Okay. We were live for 3 hours and had a record-breaking day. He just kept breaking false beliefs until there were no more objections than anyone could possibly think of. This is a big aha, okay? We need to all list. So far, I only listed 3. I need to list at least 10 or 20, right? He listed, how many? 50, I think he said, right? Somewhere he mentioned 50 false beliefs. That's amazing. If you can think about 50, okay, this is a challenge for me now. I need to think about around dozens of false beliefs my audience, my clients, potential clients could have. Okay. There was absolutely no resistance left. And it didn't just work that one time. Our inner circle clients, Brandon and Colin, were already killing it on their webinars, selling around $200,000 a month. Then they heard me mention this strategy and tried it out. At the end of the webinar, they went on for 30 minutes. Okay, I think that's reasonable. Okay, 30 minutes instead of 90 minutes. 30 minutes just busting through false beliefs. This is a good reference. And ended up doubling their sales. That means like $400,000. Whoa. So just like that. So go back to your list of false beliefs you created in secret number 9. We definitely more exercise on that. Find the ones associated with this secret and quickly break those beliefs that may be holding your followers back. Those stories are usually told in 30 to 60 seconds. Just mention the false belief and give a quick story of 1 or 2 sentences about why that belief is wrong and what the truth is. Okay, so the stories are usually told 30 to 60 seconds. Mention a false belief, give a quick story, or 1 to 2 sentences. Okay, that quick story, just 36, 60. That means each slide is like okay, that's 1 minute. So that means Kaylin, they developed at least 30 false beliefs, like 30 slides, right? Let me see, I put it here. Slides. I will see. I will use that as a reference if I can make that. So about why the belief is wrong and what the truth is. Okay, so wow, this is the 13 break and related the related beliefs. Tell the truth. Okay, now 14, slide 14. Restate the new belief as an undeniable truth. Okay, restate undeniable truth. Finally, you're just going to restate the secret as an undeniable truth. The old belief pattern has been shattered and you've installed a new one. And that's the most powerful thing you can do as an educator and an expert. I totally agree. Okay, can't agree more. It's just like really the best educator. Whew. So the old belief pattern being shattered and you install a new one. The most powerful thing you can do as an educator and expert. That will be not just the educator and expert. That would be a master sales. I would put it here. Master sales. I believe those great ones, they can make good sales. It's because they are great at breaking and rebuilding beliefs. So now I've shown you how you can ethically steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks for under $100. Isn't that awesome? Now the 15, slide 15. Okay, restate the new belief. Okay, so number 15 to 24 slides. I know Russell was writing this referring to his actual slides, so that's why he has specific numbers. 15 to 24, rinse and repeat for secret number 2 and number 3. Ooh, state the new secrets from vehicle to internal to external. I'm just wondering, how do you do that? Let me see. Repeat for secret number 2 and 3 about internal and external. Once you've gone through these steps for the first secret, go back and repeat steps 10 through 14 for the other 2 secrets. Ah, my goodness. How many slides you will have? Repeat 10 through 14. Let's see. That's going to be the majority of your webinar content. So if each one has a 14, let's say 10 to 14, how many? How many do we have? Let's count. That's 5, right? 5, 3 secrets that will 15 slides. Oh, so let me see. This process is like a state the secret. Oh, I see. First is secret number 1, and then share your epiphany bridge, show other people's results, break unrelated belief, restate the new belief as an undeniable truth. So that's 1. That's 1 for 1 secret. And now you repeat that for secret number 2 and 3. Okay. So wow, this is totally okay. When you change your presentation to this style, you are giving them more than just the strategies and tactics. You're giving them a paradigm shift. Not just more than strategies and paradigm shift. You are changing their world from I can to I can and I will. That's huge. That's huge, right? Some people may spend their whole life could not get through this 3 words. I can to I will. I will circle this. Okay. This is a huge, to some people, this is a bigger, broader than the ocean and a mountain, right? Because you can take a ship or you can take a plane across the mountains or the ocean, but for people themselves to make that a wise decision to do that things. They feel like I can't. Okay, now from there to I can to I will. That's the biggest gift you can give people. It's true. And hope and believe in themselves. Ooh. I want to sing for this. Hope and believe in themselves. That's a big victory. Big victory. When you go through this process, you will spend 45 to 60 minutes breaking those underlying issues. And all of a sudden, the huge domino falls down. Let's see, 45 to 60 minutes. Each one, that means each secret is spent around 20 minutes. So this is totally will be 2 hours, okay? 2 hours of masterclass. Like first 30 minutes, you do the beginning part, remember? And then you use another 30 minutes, 60 minutes to do the breaking false belief and rebuild a new one. And then another 30 minutes maybe for the stack, right? Stacks night for the introducing offer. That's a 2 hours. Okay. Break down those breaking those underlying issues, and all of a sudden, a huge domino falls down. They have a new belief in the one thing, and the whole world is open to them. Wow, this is just like you are let's say, liberalized, or how do you say that? You are free people from the prison. After, let me see this, free from prison. How many of you that yesterday I was listening to Edman and interviewing, what's his name? Let me remember his name. It's Garin, yeah, Garin Jones. I think that guy. He's really shared some great, he's like a free stuff. He's speaking, shared some great aha moments to me. It's really like he was used to be got into prison, and then how he eventually transformed into a mindset coach. And I listened to his coaching and I was amazed. Definitely. I feel like, oh, gosh, he's quite good. He's quite great. And he's really like not just teaching, he's really showing people that kind of it's just exactly like here. 3 people, okay, build new belief in them and let them to see, to have the hope, have a belief. Okay, so believe in the one thing and the whole world is open to them. Actually, believe one thing is like, so his vehicle, so like Garen's, his coaching, right? The mindset coaching, the specific name of coaching, and people will get to another world. After a webinar, you will hear people saying, I learned so much in that webinar. I had this emotion change. See? People count as the real learnings about their, not just their thinking, but also their emotional change, okay, emotional change. Again, you as the educator might feel like you didn't teach that much, but you did more than teach. You completely transformed the way they view the world, which is what you need to do if you are expecting to adopt your new opportunity. This is totally changed again. Okay, you are not just teaching your teaching point or the strategies or tactics, even principles. We are teaching, we are helping them to shift their mindset, shift their perspective, shift their beliefs so that they could take that change. Transform the way they view the world, so their perspective, right? Expect them to adopt a new opportunity. Okay, so now number 25, the transition to selling. Okay, finally to selling. Okay, do you think this would work for you? Okay, as I start to move from the content section to the stack and the closes, I use a few techniques to cement the new concepts into their minds and to make a simple, non-stressful transition to the selling section of the presentation. How many of you admit with your hand, admit that you would get a little bit nervous, just a little bit, okay, or maybe more, nervous about, it's time to transit into the sales part, the offer. Oh, maybe they will not buy. Oh, maybe they will reject. Oh, maybe they will leave. All these kind of objections, right? It's already started, this inner sabotaging and this negative talk already started running in your mind. Sometimes I would admit that sometimes, occasionally, it's not still happening to me. So that's why we need more practice in this way. So it's like a non-stressful, okay, make a simple, non-stressful transition to the selling section of the presentation. So let's see how Russell is doing that. The first thing is to show them how they could actually get the results they desire most. Let me see how many. Okay. Wow, this is a little bit long, okay, but it's super important. I do not want to interrupt. The first thing is to show them how they could actually get the results they desire most if they actually follow what I showed them. So I'll go back through my 3 secrets and see something like this. So let me ask you a question. Okay, that's always work, right? Ask you a question. Now you say, so let me ask you a question. If you followed what I showed you in secret number 1 and found a funnel that is already working, then you did what I showed you in secret number 2. I remember he said number 1 is hacking, right? Number 2 is what? Find his number 2. And use ClickFunnels. Okay. Number 2 is use ClickFunnels to build out a similar funnel in just 10 minutes. That's super easy, right? And then that's like a funnel building. So number 1 is hacking. Number 2 is building funnel, 10 minutes. And then you use secret number 3. Let's get traffic. Okay. To get traffic from the same place your competitors are getting it from. Do you think you could be successful? All those 3 secrets, right? It's like already proved. So found the funnel that's already working. And now you build a similar funnel in just 10 minutes and get traffic from the same place your competitors are getting from. Do you think you could be successful? The answer will be like, oh, maybe yes. At least even though they may still have doubt, at least it will be 80 or 90%, right? When you break it down like that, so they can connect the dots. So this is like a summary of the secrets, 3 secrets, right? So circle it. And they can connect the dots, okay? Connect the dots. They have to say yes. If they've said yes to that question, that means all the internal beliefs have been locked down and the big domino has fallen. When I'm speaking on stage and can actually see the audience, those who are nodding their heads to that question are the ones who end up running to the back of the room to buy. If anyone isn't nodding, this is true, right? Okay, nodding their head. You can see those buying signal. If anyone isn't nodding, something in my presentation didn't convince them the big domino was true. Ooh, you see this signal. When you sell in person, you have the ability to ask follow-up questions, okay? Ask follow-up questions and figure out their specific false beliefs. Just in case you still have some false beliefs, something you may out of your thinking, right? Even though, like he said, another example, even though the person has over 50 false beliefs, okay, then because there are so many people, right? If everyone could have one different excuse, like 100 people could have 100 different ones, okay? Then you can address those concerns and close them. You don't have that luxury in group sales like webinars. Yeah, because you cannot see that person, you don't know. They will not respond, so you don't know what's their feedback, right? So you have to include as many objections and false beliefs in the presentation as possible. That's true, right? If in a person, you can specifically talk about their false beliefs, but if it's in a webinar, you need to have to include as many objections and false beliefs in the presentation as possible. That's true. That first transition question will help you gauge whether they are sold, and it will help them convince themselves that they are sold as well. That's genius, right? So this is super important. Let me put a mark here. When I later update my presentation, when I miss this part. This is gold. This is gold, okay? Number 26, the question. Let me ask a question. Okay, now it's time to start the actual sales section of the webinar. You've taught the 3 secrets, you've broken false beliefs. It's time to reveal what you have to offer. The hardest part of selling on a webinar for most people is transitioning into the close. They get nervous and shaky. The hesitation and lack of confidence shows in their voice and body language, right? Do you admit that? Maybe even unconsciously, we do not know because we are not observing ourselves while we are doing the presentation. So you do not know if you are showing that in your body language. But if you observe others, you can easily find. Another day I was watching other people's live video. I was, oh, this person does not have a confidence. Oh, that person does not enjoy his business that much. That means he's not really successful, right? Something like that. I used to get nervous too until I learned a magic question from one of my mentors, Armand Morin. He told me that the best way to make that transition is to simply say, guess what? Can you guess it? Simply say what? Let me ask you a question. Okay. This is the transition. Let me see. Let's say, okay, transitioning. Oh, that's a secret. It takes off all pressure and then lets you make a seamless transition and then ask them a few things. Remember, when you ask the questions, you are in that kind of you are in control. Okay, when you ask a question, you're in control. You can feel that when you are in the conversation. You feel always another side is asking you questions. You feel like you will be controlled, right? You will be manipulated. You feel like you are forced to answer questions. But if you ask questions, that's a trick for coach, right? If you ask questions, you are taking that control. And if you are in like previous situation and you could think about some like related questions to ask back, and then you are taking that flip. You can say flip the situation. Now you're in the control. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Okay. So far. Okay, that's a secret. And then ask them a few things. So how many of you are excited about what we just talked about? Okay, I'll ask you a question. How many of you are excited about what we're just talking about? How many of you are feeling a little overwhelmed because we've covered so much? Okay, these questions. Then I try to get them to laugh by showing them a picture of someone with a firehouse in their mouth. Oh, that's a trick, great trick. Get them to laugh. That's what Joe Austin's success secret. He always start, if you observe, he always start his sermon or his preach on Sunday morning. And the first thing he will introduce is like a fun story, just like a break the ice, warm up the audience, build up rapport, right? People laugh, and then he get into his prayer and then start his sermon. So get them laugh by showing them a picture. So this is genius, okay? Someone with a firehouse in the mouth. Hope I can see that picture, you know. That usually gets a laugh and it allows me to explain. So use some exaggeration, okay? How it's impossible to show them everything they need to get results in the 60-minute presentation. So that's true, right? You ask people, are you getting overwhelmed because we share so much? Because we've covered so much, right? And then it's legit for you to say, oh, definitely in this 90 minutes presentation, we cannot teach, I tried my best, but we cannot teach all we know, right? All the secret, the success secret. So that I created a special package for those who are ready to move forward and want to implement this new opportunity. Okay, use this word, okay. Okay, now so how it's impossible to do. Okay, this, then I ask permission to share it with them. Is it okay with you if I spend 10 minutes? So you make it legit, right? Oh, ask a question and then you say, oh, this like in this 60 minutes, I tried to cover as much as possible, and but I could not get all, okay, to show them everything you need to get results. So that I create a special package for you, for those. Now you put them into that kind of a qualification kind of status. For those who are ready to move forward and want to implement this new opportunity. Is it okay with you if I spend 10 minutes going over a very special offer I created to help you implement, for like blank, right? Rascal is like implement how to create your funnel and attract your continuous clients, right? In my way, I would say help you to launch your profitable and impactful online business in just 90 days, right? As an expert and thought leader in your niche. That's what I say. Then I wait until they say yes, or I say heads nodding. I want them to say yes first. Here is a little bit interesting. How about people say no, right? Would you worry about that? People say no. Hope not. Once you get permission, all the awkward feelings about selling disappear. Okay, I guess Russell did not share that one. Okay. Oh, yeah. He did say that. Okay. So once you get permission, the awkward feelings about selling disappear. But now, in the rare times when no one speaks or there's an awkward silence, I say something like this. Okay, that's like, fortunately, there's nobody say no, right? Sometimes people say, oh, I'm busy. Oh, thank you so much for this content. I think I'm good to go. Right. He said, all right, it's totally fine if you guys don't want to know this stuff. I already knew it. This isn't about me. This is for you. Are you okay if I spend 10 minutes and show you how it can change your life? Still the same thing, right? Still, let me drink some water. First, you try to get a permission. And next, even though they do not have an awkward silence, you still, let's see, it's not push, but you still just keep on your track. Let me read this again to see if it makes sense. All right, it's totally fine if you guys don't want to know this stuff. I already know it. This isn't about me. This is for you. Are you okay if I spend 10 minutes and show you how it can change your life? This is, it's like, here is for you. Okay, so this isn't about me. This is for you. Are you okay? This is asking the permission again. Okay, second time. If I spend 10 minutes and show you how it can change your life, hopefully this time you get it. Okay. If you follow the script up to this point, they're going to say yes, and you can introduce your offer. This transition helps you recap everything you've said in the webinar up to that point. And once again, sets those new belief patterns in place. Once you transition into your sales pitch, you are going to use one of my favorite techniques, the stack. Remember, he introduced that before. Congratulations. Finally, we finished the section, the secret number 14. This is a huge one, okay? Because this is breaking and rebuilding belief patterns. This is the core, all the core. So actually, similar to section 2. Remember those foundation about epiphany stories, about the hero's 2 journeys? Remember? This secret number 14 deserve me to put some, like, I know somebody, maybe some of you don't like that. This is my book, okay? I can do that. So this is just put it, this is not really reading a book, but it's giving me the importance. Well, I did some before there. The super important one, that's a core. So I need to go back to when I create or update my teaching, I need to use this, how to break and rebuild belief patterns. Woo! Okay, so now tomorrow we will go to that sales part, the stack. Okay, so actually we've just had the biggest one, because the real sales is not just later. The real sales is from the first to this middle part, this content part is really, it's like a teaching, but it's actually breaking their false beliefs and build new beliefs. And then to clear the path for you to now, you can go to the sales pitch part. It's a huge one, okay? We've already got to, let's say, 2/3 of this book finished. So proud of us, our progress. Make sure that, by the way, under the comments, we have the link for the free copy from ClickFunnels. We have the affiliate link from them, okay? Free copy from them. Make sure you get it. This book, highly, highly recommended. So all of practical strategies and the step-by-step guidance. And this one, if for coach you, same thing, you will pay 5-figure at least. I'm guarantee you. And Russell is teaching the 6-figure, actually. Teaching people is paying 6 figures to get his personal coaching. He's using the similar teaching. So this is a gold, super gold and diamond. Make sure to get it and subscribe to our YouTube channel to follow our sharing, our practice, our learning, right? Learning and practice at the same time. And also follow us on Instagram. You'll find all those kind of links in under comment, and you will see. On Instagram, we will have a quick summary and brief, or you can see that highlight and brief. Okay. See you tomorrow, everybody. Keep this great reading, and let's make it happen. Make big change in our big impact in